Did you know that 40% of adults are secretly suffering from a vitamin B12 deficiency, yet most don't even realize it? It's one of the most common nutrient deficiencies in the world, and it's far more dangerous than you might think. If you're feeling tired, forgetful, or even moody, B12 could be the hidden culprit. The scariest part? The symptoms often show up slowly, and by the time you notice, serious damage may already be done. In this video, we're diving into the shocking truths about vitamin B12, the damage it can cause to your body, and why it's so crucial to your health. From brain fog to heart disease, we'll uncover how a simple deficiency can lead to life-changing consequences. But don't worry, we're not leaving you hanging. We'll also reveal some simple steps you can take to fix it and protect your long-term health. Stick around, because what you don't know about B12 could change everything for you. Chapter 1, The Silent Assassin. How vitamin B12 deficiency steals your health. Vitamin B12 is often called the invisible nutrient. You won't always feel its effects right away, but when it's gone, you'll notice. Studies show that up to 40% of adults are deficient in B12, yet many don't realize it until it's too late. B12 deficiency is stealthy. It can start with vague symptoms like fatigue or brain fog, and you might brush them off as stress or aging. But these early signs are often linked to low B12 levels. In fact, 1 in 2 people over 50 have low B12 levels. Did you know that older adults are particularly at risk due to a slower absorption process? As we age, our ability to absorb B12 decreases, even if we're eating foods rich in it. For many, deficiency sets in without obvious warning signs, making it a silent health killer. It's not just about feeling tired, it's about long-term consequences, such as nerve damage, which may never fully heal. B12 is vital for red blood cell formation. When you're deficient, the body's ability to produce red blood cells becomes compromised. This leads to a condition called megaloblastic anemia, which leaves you feeling weak, pale, and easily winded. A shocking statistic is that up to 75% of people with low B12 report persistent fatigue. It's no wonder fatigue is often the first red flag. While everyone is at risk, vegans are especially vulnerable. Plant-based diets lack natural B12 sources, and many people don't realize they need supplements to fill the gap. So, if you're vegan or vegetarian, it's essential to monitor your B12 levels. Even some non-vegans are at risk, particularly those with gastrointestinal issues, like Crohn's disease, which affect B12 absorption. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to learn more about how B12 deficiency could be affecting your health. Stay tuned, because we're about to dive into how this vitamin impacts your brain and heart. Chapter 2, Brain Drain, the hidden cognitive crisis caused by B12 deficiency. Imagine you're trying to recall a name or a word, and it's just out of reach. If it's happening more often than usual, B12 deficiency might be the culprit. B12 plays a crucial role in keeping your brain sharp. Research from Harvard University found that low B12 levels are directly linked to an increased risk of cognitive decline and dementia. In fact, one study showed that people with low B12 were 6 times more likely to develop Alzheimer's disease later in life. The connection is clear. B12 is involved in the production of myelin, the protective covering of your brain cells. Without B12, myelin production decreases, leading to nerve damage. This nerve damage can manifest as memory loss, mood swings, and even difficulty concentrating. It's like trying to drive with fogged-up windows, everything is harder to navigate. In severe cases, untreated B12 deficiency can lead to irreversible neurological damage. But here's the silver lining: B12 supplements can often reverse cognitive issues if taken early enough. Experts suggest that those over 60 should check their B12 levels regularly, especially since cognitive decline can start quietly, without obvious symptoms. Another eye-opening fact is that more than 20% of people over 60 have some form of cognitive impairment linked to B12 deficiency. It's no longer just an older person's problem, though. Recent studies show that even young adults are suffering from cognitive slowdown due to low B12, often linked to dietary habits. Chapter 3, Your Heart's Worst Enemy, the B12 deficiency heart disease connection. When you think of heart disease, what comes to mind? High cholesterol, poor diet, lack of exercise? Turns out, there's another hidden factor: B12 deficiency. Low B12 levels can elevate homocysteine, an amino acid that, when present in high amounts, damages blood vessels and increases the risk of cardiovascular disease. In fact, high homocysteine levels are linked to a 70% increase in the risk of heart attacks. A study published in the American Heart Journal found that individuals with low B12 had a significantly higher risk of developing heart disease compared to those with adequate levels. What's even more concerning is that B12 deficiency might not just raise the risk of heart disease, it can accelerate the damage already done to the cardiovascular system. Surprisingly, the link between B12 and heart health has been overlooked for years. This is partly because many people focus on cholesterol levels and ignore homocysteine. But experts agree, maintaining optimal B12 levels is crucial for heart health. Some researchers believe that by increasing B12 intake, we could reduce up to 10% of the world's heart disease cases. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter on how B12 affects your energy levels and muscle strength. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Chapter 4, Energy Crisis. Why B12 is the fuel your body can't do without. Energy is something we all want more of, yet so many of us overlook the nutrient that could help us get it, B12. Without it, your body's energy production grinds to a halt. Vitamin B12 is essential for turning food into fuel. Specifically, it helps produce red blood cells, which are responsible for carrying oxygen throughout the body. Without enough B12, your cells can't get the oxygen they need to function properly, and fatigue sets in. When you're B12 deficient, your cells are starved of oxygen, leading to tiredness, exhaustion, and even dizziness. According to the National Institutes of Health, about 25% of Americans report feeling fatigued regularly, and B12 could be the missing link. You might feel tired even after a full night's sleep, and no amount of coffee can fix it. Interestingly, B12 deficiency doesn't just cause general fatigue. It affects your muscle strength, too. As energy production slows, your muscles become weaker. In some cases, this can even lead to muscle cramping or twitching. So, if you're feeling drained and your muscles aren't as strong as they used to be, check your B12 levels. Athletes are particularly sensitive to low B12, as they need higher amounts of the vitamin to keep their energy levels up. A study found that marathon runners with low B12 levels had lower stamina and took longer to recover after races. Chapter 5, A Deficiency You Can't Afford. The impact on your immune system. Did you know your immune system needs B12 to function properly? Without adequate levels of this vital nutrient, your body's ability to fight off infections and illnesses can significantly decrease. B12 helps produce white blood cells, which are essential for your immune system. Without them, you're more likely to catch colds, infections, and even chronic diseases. A study published in the Journal of Immunology found that people with low B12 levels had a weakened immune response, leaving them more vulnerable to autoimmune disorders and infections. This means that B12 isn't just about energy, it's about keeping your body safe from harmful invaders. Those who are deficient in B12 often report feeling more susceptible to frequent colds, infections, and overall weakness. With the rise of autoimmune diseases, some experts are now suggesting that B12 deficiency could be a hidden contributor. Chapter 6, Fixing the Crisis, How to Restore Your B12 Levels and Protect Your Health. It's never too late to fix a B12 deficiency, but the sooner you act, the better. If you're concerned, the first step is getting a blood test to check your levels. The normal B12 range varies, but generally, levels between 200 to 900 pg per milliliter are considered optimal. Anything below that warrants action. For those with mild deficiencies, increasing B12-rich foods might be enough. Animal products like meat, fish, eggs, and dairy are excellent sources. For vegans, fortified cereals and plant-based milks are good options, but a supplement may be necessary for long-term health. For more severe cases, doctors may recommend B12 injections or high-dose oral supplements. Some people absorb B12 poorly due to digestive issues, so injections can bypass the digestive system. Another interesting fact is that B12 supplements are highly effective, with 80 to 90% of people reporting improvement after just a few weeks of taking them. If you're already supplementing, remember that you might still need regular checks. It's easy to miss the subtle signs of deficiency, and your body's needs can change over time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how to protect your health and live your best life.